And so, Lorena, welcome this evening. Glad that you were able to come from Denver. What is the weather like there? Are you guys having snow currently, or is it warm? It's really wild how your temperatures can change so quick there this time of year.
I heard they have really big hail right now.
Wow.
Really big hail?
Yeah, like bigger than a quarter.
Ouch.
Wow.
We've had an amazing hailstorm. That's exactly what she said. All right. And then we've got Virginia from Wisconsin. Welcome. And we've got Monica from Michigan. Yay. Let's see. Maria Ann from San Antonio, Texas. Yay. I love the multiple waves. This is great. And Virginia is saying that hail at any size is bad. So, yeah.
Amen. Took out 80,000 roofs in Knoxville.
Jeez. I wish it would take out our siding.
Yeah.
Not likely to do that. It's more likely to get your roof.
Yay, it worked.
Yay, Chad.
So just to let you know, Chad, we're on live, and we are open to people hearing us.
Oh, perfect. I mean, there was no problem with my computer, and everything worked great.
So, Chad, we can definitely hear you. If you want us to see you, push the little button for your camera. If not, that's okay, too, if it's not working. All right, so let's see. We've got Zippy from Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome, Zippy.
Yay! That's where I am.
And the person, the silent person in the back of the room you hear, that's Mindy.
Yes.
The silent voice with no mouth moving.
The voice without a face.
We've got Lena from California. Everybody moves. And Maria says, hello, Chad. As he's leaving. All right, we're going to go ahead and do one more minute of hellos. For those of you who are new to Balloon Coach webinars, welcome. What will happen this evening is we will talk, give you some information about the upcoming events that we're doing in Chicago, and then if you have questions while we're talking, you can go ahead and type them in to the questions field. And if I know it's something that's going to be answered later on in the presentation, I'll wait. And then at the very end, we'll also open it up for questions. So we'll kind of go through our spiel and let you know things that are going to be happening for the Chicago classes and for the parade workshop. And then at the end, you can ask any other questions of information that we've not covered. So for those of you who are just coming in, if you see the little box on your screen, you can type in your name and where you're joining us from. I know we've got some other people out there who've not introduced themselves yet. So you're either being shy or you're not sure how to use the system. Just to let you know, while we're having this, you will have a little box on your screen that has, it's an orange box with a white arrow. And sometimes if you hit it and don't realize it, it collapses your dashboard where you type in your questions. So you just hit that little orange button with the white arrow again, and it'll open up your dashboard to be able to type into the questions box. All right, we've got Kent joining us from San Jose, California. And he says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so we've got all of our team here tonight. And I am glad that you all are here to find out a little bit more about the workshop. In 6 weeks, we're going to be in Chicago. And it is time for you to make a decision. If you've been thinking about joining us, this is the time to sign up. The 15th of May is the last day to get the deal on the hotel rooms. And you can use that rate whether you're coming to the Chicago class or coming to the parade workshop. And that's all on the parade workshop site. It's $106 a night for the hotel, and that includes breakfast for 2 people the next day, every day you stay. And so you can have a roommate to help you split costs if you like, or Some people are bringing their family members with them, and their family is going sightseeing during the day while they're in class. So that is an option also. So while we're in Chicago, the thing that I'm excited about is on June 21st, we are doing a business workshop. We are not touching one single balloon unless Chad has us play a game with them.
You never know.
No games. So it is going to be all about business. And this class is open for anyone to attend. So if you're coming in the workshop and want a day early, you can do that. Or if you live in Chicagoland and are unable to be a part of PPP, this day is for you to come in and have some great time with some amazing instructors. So the first instructor that I would like you to meet is Chad Johnson, and he will be doing Creating the Opportunity on the 21st from 9 a.m. to 11:30. Chad, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the class that you're going to be teaching on the 21st.
Hi, everybody. My name, as said, is Chad Johnson. Before I got into balloons, I was heavily into sales. I did over more than 25 years of sales in various different career paths. Creating the Opportunity, what we want to do is, in this class, we're going to do a little bit of a preview on what it's like to go out and make cold calls, and also mining the account. Mining the account is calling customers that you have already worked with and they like you, and turning them into your champions, as well as finding out additional events or other people in that company that you could be working with, but they just didn't think about you. They didn't think about you, or they didn't realize it was a service that you could provide. So we're going to call them, we're going to touch them. We're going to do a preview first with Joette and I, doing a talk back and forth of what it's like, what kind of phone call and response you can expect when you call these people. And then we're going to go in and actually make these phone calls. You're going to be calling customers in your area to try and actually earn some additional business. I will be making phone calls so you guys can listen in and hear how I handle it. And then we'll be breaking you up into pairs. And you won't be calling your customers. You'll be calling your partner's customers, which relieves the responsibility or the feel of fear. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I talk to somebody and I ruin something? It's not going to be you. It's going to be your partner. So you can always step in and say, oh, you know what, actually we can do this sort of thing for you. Or here, let me, or they can do a, you know what, actually Karen is here. Karen is actually in the room. If we can appeal to Karen and hand the phone to Karen, suddenly they feel like they've gotten something special because they're actually getting to talk to you, Karen, the owner of the business. I pulled Karen just out of the air. Karen just came to mind. But this is what we're going to do in this class, and my personal goal is to, within 6 months after that class, have you recover the expenses of your entire trip by attending that class.
I love it, Chad. Here's the thing. The number one thing I hear in our industry is that we are a bunch of creative people and we don't know how to sell. Chad knows how to sell, and he's going to share those secrets with us. Mary had a question for you. What do you mean by having them become a champion for you?
Great question. I love champions. So champions are when you have a relationship with a client that is so good that they feel, whether they are or not, they believe that you two are friends. And they're going to go out and they're going to find all of the other people within their business and other businesses who ever talk about balloons or ever talk about events, and have them call you, or better yet, they call you and give you that person's contact information. They're like, oh my gosh, you have to talk to this guy because he's amazing. And that's all it takes. Once you get someone to talk like that about your business, it's like, yes, we're available that day, and yes, absolutely, we can handle that. They'll take, yes, I can take a credit card. Thank you very much. Click.
Great. Chad, thank you so much. That was an excellent description, and I'm really excited because if you are a person who fears sales, you have a problem trying to find new people, knowing how to talk with them, how to build those relationships, this is a class you want to get to listen to Chad live, interacting with clients on the phone so you know how to do the same. All right, the next person I would like to introduce you to is going to be doing Create Your Life Vision Board Workshop from 12:45 to 5:30. that afternoon. So that'll be a bulk of our day, really working on this project that I know can be very beneficial because it is a process that I went through and used prior to becoming ballooncoach.com. So I know vision boards can work. So I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend, Diane Gladden. Diane, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your class. You're muted currently.
Sorry, my grandfather clock was going off. I figured you didn't want to hear that.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. This is Diane Glandon. I own Above the Rest Balloon and Event Designs in Knoxville, Tennessee. Been in business almost 11 years. By the time we get to Chicago, it'll be right at 11 years. I am super excited to be teaching this class. And it's not really a class, it's really a hands-on workshop that lets you do something that really, first, it hits your creative side, and second, it lets you hit your mindset side, because Chad is right about making champions and making sales calls and getting people on your side. But part of what you also have to do is have the right kind of mindset to be able to know what you want to achieve in life personally or in your business. And by doing a vision board is, in our case, we're going to make probably about half of a poster board, maybe a little bit smaller than that. It's a board. I have one here. It's my giant one. Here's my giant vision board. Whoa. Make everybody dizzy. So it's a giant one. A vision board is a, for lack of a better name, it's a collage. It's something that you probably did when you were in high school where you cut out a whole bunch of pictures of things that you liked. Well, a vision board is very intentional in that when you create it, you are thinking about what do you want in your personal life, what do you want in your business life, what do you want in your physical life, in your spiritual life, any kind of thing that really impacts your life. Like my board, and I know you can't see a good picture of it, but I have one section where it's talking about my physical body. Another is talking about travel. Another is talking about business. Another is talking about what I want in regard to relationship with my friends and family. And when you create a vision board, what it does is it puts that energy out there that basically says to the universe, hey, this is what I really want to do. And it's kind of a visual way to help you see how to make it to your goals. My vision board, at this point, there's several things that are empty on it because I've pulled them off because I've actually achieved them. One of them that was on there a couple of years ago is that I wanted to take a vacation every month for an entire year. So I took a 1-week vacation every month. I went somewhere. And it's pretty cool to achieve that. Another was how much I wanted to weigh, how I wanted to get in shape. And then, you know, I've got on here things about, one year I put on that I wanted to do 7 proms. No, 5 proms, and I ended up doing 7 proms that year. So what we'll do in the workshop is we're going to have a bunch of magazines that Tommy and Scott are having people in Chicago save, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
We broke our magazine holder.
What'd you say?
We broke our magazine holder. We put too much on it, and it cracked in half.
So, and if anybody wants to bring their magazine, you can bring them. You don't have to bring boxes of them, but if you want to bring them on the plane, it's fine. We'll have poster board, we'll have scissors, we'll have glue, and first thing we'll do is talk a little bit about the depth of a vision board, and then literally we're going to share some ideas together, and then we are going to be creating the vision board. So it's a hands-on cut and paste kind of thing, which will be really nice after all that stress of making those cold calls from Chad. So, but that's good because when you have Chad's class, then you're going to be able to follow up going, you know what, I talked to these 5 people, or however many he's going to have us do, and go, you know what, this is a goal for me. I want to have X number of packages made for X number of people, and you put it on here. And what you end up doing with your vision board is you put it in an area in your office or your home or somewhere where you can see it all the time. And it serves as an inspiration. So I hope everybody comes. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be a fun time. We have to make a mess with paper and take something home. And I'll have a nice, good book list for you, too, of things to read.
Excellent. Thank you, Diane. the other thing with Diane is she goes to a lot of wonderful trainings, and so she actually has trained on this whole process of vision board workshop, so that there's actually a process to it. It's not that she just said, oh, let's do this and just grab some glue and scissors. There honestly is a process to the day and the mindset that goes along with it. So I'm really excited to be offering this as something different, because in the balloon world, so many times we spend all of our time going to classes on how to make new balloons, and we really forget about taking care of ourselves, what's going on in our lives, and what's most important to us with growing our business. So I'm excited to be able to bring these workshops to you. And then our third person for the 21st is going to be Mindy Neal. She's the voice that you'll be hearing in just a second, and she's doing Facebook social list building and selling, how to generate leads and sales from Facebook. And she is my person that I turn to with all of my questions about the internet. She is the one that helps me run my website with Balloon Coach and all of our webinars and things like that. So Mindy, take it away. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect on the 21st in the evening for the Chicago class.
Well, hi everybody. It's going to be a really great recap of what we learned with Chad and Diana, because we're going to take those networking skills that we've developed in actually creating those one-on-one contacts, creating those champions, or what I call raving fans, and then reaching back out to them through social media. And we can create a personalized experience, so it's not just something that's blasted out to the planet. And there are different ways to do it. So in fact, when I created the agenda, the Facebook platform is changing so frequently and so robustly that some of the things that I put on the agenda when I was planning this in December, I'm like, wow, some people might know all this already, but there are so many more things to go over. Like, you can now direct traffic to Messenger and actually do direct messages to your contacts, your social audience, through Messenger, which is a really intimate way of reaching out and connecting. So when we talk about Chad reaching out by telephone, Messenger would probably be the next step for those people who aren't quite ready to reach out to the telephone. So you're having those intimate one-on-one conversations without the email blast. Other ways to reach out with your social network is Facebook Live. And like me, I'm not in front of the camera right now, but there are other ways to reach out Facebook Live without having to throw the camera in your face. And I'm going to teach you those skills so you can plan a live with your customers. Or if you just want to announce things without spending money, Facebook Live is a great way to do that without having to put your face on the camera. So those are things that we're going to learn. Also how to create beautiful images. And this is all free stuff too. So these are things that you can also take to your vision board that you learn in Diana's class. We'll be using Canva and PicMonkey and other tools that are free for you on the internet to create the perfect images, and also creating videos that you can put on Facebook Live and that you can also post to your Facebook page. We'll go over Facebook groups, your Facebook page, and really how to engage with your whole audience and how to bring people in and socially talk about you, create reviews, create that buzz, again, champions like what Chad said. So really it's a great recap of everything that you'll be doing all day, but putting it out for the world to see. So that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Mindy. I love it. All right, I was just getting a question. Is anyone else typing anything, chatting amongst themselves here in the chat? I only see my own typing. That's a riot. So yeah, it's just whenever somebody has a question, it'll pop up, Virginia. But right now, you're the main one asking questions. So again, for those of you who've come on since we started the webinar, if you have a question about anything, you can type it into the comment section, and we will address that throughout the evening. And if I know the question is going to be answered, we'll wait till the end to recap it for you. So that's what's going on with the Chicago class on the 21st. To sign up, you want to go on now to ballooncoach.com, click on Chicago classes, and for your best deal, click on all three, and that'll be $125, which saves you $25 because it's $50 per class if you do them individually. Now we're going to move on to the parade, profits, and promotions part. This workshop does have a requirement that you must live 65 miles outside of Tommy and Scott. And the reason we do this is most of the events in the balloon industry, when a teacher comes to teach, they are traveling from outside of where they work. For this workshop, it's totally different than what's been happening in the past. This is a live event, and we are actually working for Tommy and Scott's clients, and we are actually representing them for the event. So that's why we have that rule in place. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that, and I wanted just to clarify it. For those of you who are coming in, again, you want to go ahead and get on now and have it where you set up and pay for your hotel room, because on the 15th the price will go up. So people always ask, why are we doing a parade workshop? For 3 years I used to go to Chicago during the holidays, Christmas, and be in town for New Year's, and I would work with Tommy and Scott for New Year's Eve to be a part of their team. And all these people got really jealous and sent me emails saying, Joette, how can we go and be a part of the team with Tommy and Scott? We want to work with them. So the last time I did New Year's with them, we sat down and we talked, and I said, hey guys, what do you think about doing a workshop where people can come in and work with you for the parade? Because I know that's a time where you need a lot of balloons inflated and could use extra people walking in the parade with you. And thankfully they said yes. So guys, thank you for letting us behind the scenes with your business. For those of you who don't know Tommy and Scott with Balloons by Tommy, which I don't know how that would be possible, Tommy has grown his business from a teenager to now his wonderful career as a full-time balloon artist, where they are doing over $330,000 a year in sales. And I think that is remarkable as a home-based business and at their age. So congratulations. Yay. And so what I would love to let you guys know is this year the parade theme is Life is Sweet. Think about Candyland meets Katy Perry. We are going to have so much color, so much fun, and so much sweet stuff in the parade. And part of this is it's a theme that Tommy and Scott had always wanted to do, but it's also, I think, really great of the fact that they have a pretty sweet life. They live in a beautiful home. They have a koi pond in the backyard, and we're actually going to get to go and have dinner at their home, and you get to tour all their home and their headquarters to see how that's all set up. So it's a double thing. It's a sweet life with the balloons that we'll be making, and they have a really sweet life set up. For any of my people who are presenters, if you're not talking, if you can put your mics on mute, that would be great. So the other thing with doing sweet balloons is when you get back home, this will transfer over to corporations, to schools, to social events, because everyone loves candy-themed decor and events. So we're really excited that you're going to be able to transfer that information over. So Tommy and Scott, can you say hello to us, tell us a little bit more about yourselves, and let us know a little bit about the classes that you're going to be teaching during the workshop?
Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Tommy.
And what we're going to be doing is going over the logistics of preparing for large events like the parade, how to get all those people excited and involved in walking with you during the parade, handling and managing those events throughout the parade. We're also going to have a Framing 101 class, how to make proportionate letters that people could actually hold during a parade and that can brave the elements. We're also going to be doing a Q&A. It's going to be offering a lot of business wisdom where you're going to be hearing from all the instructors on their secrets to growing and marketing their business. And then our fabulous friend Eddie Hayland is going to be leading a class through the parade polls class, letting everyone know some of the tricks in the trade for that. And then Tom's going to be teaching a lot about backpacks and how to make those happen as well. And then we're excited about this. You're actually going to be able to come into our house. We're going to be holding a dinner for you guys, letting you see how we kind of run our business. We're a home-based business, so I know that's different from a lot of other folks that might have like a warehouse or something like that. So you'll be able to see how we do it from our place. And the cool part, my favorite out of all of it, is that you're going to be able to experience over 1 million people that are going to be excited to hear from you and be cheering for you while you go through this parade with us.
Yay! And it is an undescribable feeling of what it's like to be in Chicago going down the streets with 1 million people watching you live. The crowd loves the balloons. And also another extra perk is I believe Conrad's family is going to be back this year with a bonus. Yay! With the baby. And what's so great is that they love the balloons, no matter what the balloon is. But then when Conrad shows up, it just goes crazy. And I know many people saw how viral things went last year after the video that Chad shot during the practice the night before. And what is so cool about that is now you'll have the opportunity to do photo ops with the Conrad family, to be able to put on your social media that, hey, check out, I'm hanging out with Conrad and that kind of stuff, and just make some fun PR with it. So, Tommy and Scott, thank you again for opening up your business to us. I really appreciate that. And from the people that attended last year, you can see their comments on our website on ballooncoach.com, and check out what they said about their time with them and being able just to work side by side and ask those questions about how they market and how they use this parade to grow themselves. And then you can go back to your home and recreate this. And you don't have to do parades. You can use the tools that they use for marketing and the systems they put in place for a large event to apply to any type of event. All right. So next, I would like you guys, again, to hear just a little bit from Diana. What I'm excited about is Diana was a part of the workshop last year, and she's going to come back this year as my logistics coordinator so that she can take care of all the behind-the-scenes things of running the workshop while I get to interact with you and spend more time with you as a delegate and answer questions and have some private one-on-one coaching sessions and have that quality time interacting with all the participants rather than running around in circles taking care of all the details. So, Diana, what do you think was your #1 takeaway from last year's workshop?
You know, Joette, that's really not a fair question, and I thought about it off and on throughout the day because there was not just one. There were so many powerful things that came from it, and so there's not one that stood out. The fact that we had to physically sit and write a press release was really awesome because it was something that most of us don't do, and it was something that we actually were forced to sit and take the time to do it and struggle through it. I remember Chad sitting back there struggling. A lot of us were struggling with the right words. And then, you know, I think Tommy and Scott might have been the first ones to send it out electronically, and they got like almost immediate response, which would have made sense because the event was in their backyard. But then all of a sudden we started getting responses from people, and we were amazed. And so that was the power of having a community of people that were doing the same type of press release for us in our own communities was huge. It ended up getting me press, it got Chad press, it got, what do you think, guys, 6, 7 of us? Big press. It might have even been more. That was big. The camaraderie amongst the people was, as always, it's amazing. The classes that we did, there were so many things that tip-wise from Tommy and Scott that I learned that I, #1, went and did a parade in Knoxville, and then just some basic tips on some techniques that were powerful. And of course, making Conrad was awesome, especially when we can sit here and know that we were at the workshop where Conrad became famous. You know, I mean, that was pretty incredible. So there's not just one. It's a multiple things. And then, you know, what I really loved about the workshop that you planned, Joette, was truly you took care of every detail. We didn't have to go out and find food. We had it there, and it was good food. Everything was comfortable for us. It was taken care of. And I really appreciate that. And so that's especially because I go to a lot of conferences, and that's one of my favorite things when I go to a conference is to have everything taken care of me, for me. So I can't say just one thing. And so it's not fair. But I can say that I am thrilled to be doing logistics. So when you guys are wanting to have your photographs made for your press releases and different things like that, I get to be in charge and boss you around and tell you where to go. I get to make sure that Tommy and Scott are organized with their balloons and loading trucks. We're going to have enough trucks to load, and so it's going to be awesome, and Joette's going to know where everything is, so looking forward to it.
Yay! All right, well, Diana, thank you for that overview from last year. What Diana expressed honestly is the feedback that I got from all of the people that attended last year. No matter what level they came in, some people had been entertainers and twisters and had never touched round balloons, and this was their full-blown experience. Doing some things with rounds, plus obviously we do a lot of 260s for the backpacks. But being able to have the confidence that they can now go out and put the designs that they learned for the parade and make it into a column, or make it into an arch, or make it into a decor piece for their clients when they got back, that increased confidence, and then the networking that they had done with meeting people at the meals. And that's why when you look at the price tag for our event, it might be a little bit higher than you're used to for a convention, and that's because every lunch is provided, and then dinner on Friday and on Sunday night is a part of it. With your hotel room, you get breakfast. So there's just a few times that you have dinner open, and that's because people asked if they could have some time to go out and explore some of the local restaurants and enjoy the food that's there in Chicago. So that's why we do have a couple of nights open for you to go out for some food on your own or with a group of people from the workshop. As Diana talked about, I will be teaching about press releases. And the reason for that is I don't want you to waste your money. I don't want you to come to a workshop and just go through the motions and then not do anything when you get home. I want this workshop to make a huge impact on your life and on your business and make a change where there's more money in your pocket when you get home. And one of the ways to do that is through the free press release and getting people to know about what you did and how dynamic your business is when you return home. So we will be doing that again this year. All right, and so Mindy Neal, are you still with us? She may have gone away.
Yes, I was muted.
Okay, all right. So Mindy will then be teaching again after I do my press releases on your online presence as part of the balloon workshop. Any other tidbits you'd like to tell people about that they can expect on the parade workshop?
Well, probably more in depth of what we go over on Facebook, but I'll probably answer more Q&A if we have any of that. I haven't really planned that portion of it, but I can take anything from stuff on your website, SEO, how that reaches out if we need to do that, Facebook, of course, how other social media is involved. I'm also an Infusionsoft partner, so email marketing is a huge part of what I do and how I've been in the digital marketing space. So any of those presences that anybody needs help with, that's what I'm here for.
Yay, Mindy. So that's the other really cool thing about Mindy is she's going to have some time while we're there that maybe if one day you want to skip lunch and have it with her and do a one-on-one session on some things that you need help with your online presence and your website, she's available to make those appointments with you. Diana will have her schedule available when you check in at the workshop. And one of our things with our workshop is this hands-on time that you would have with our instructors is we want to make it what you need. So that's why we set up the Q&A sessions so that you can ask what you actually need and we can develop that program for you. So Mindy, I'm ecstatic that you're going to get to meet all the balloon people live and in person and be able to help us out with our online presence. Thanks so much. I want to thank Vitalik because Vitalik is stepping up this year and they are our gold sponsor. Thank you, Chad. They are providing the wonderful latex, King of Latex, Eddie Hayland, to be one of our instructors. He unfortunately can't be with us this evening because he had death in his family, and so he could not be on live. If you'd like to see some things about Eddie on my YouTube channel, you will actually be able to see a video from him and some of the energy he's going to be bringing to the workshop. Carolyn is going to be back with us again this year, and she is going to be teaching with Metallic. And I think something happened with her internet connection, so I apologize. But what's exciting with Carolyn?
It did, but I can still talk.
Yay! Cool, cool. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about what we should expect from you at the workshop.
Okay, so yeah, I'm really excited to come back again. I've been like counting down the days since last year, and can't wait to work with Tommy and Scott again. So I will be teaching wearables. We're going to have a costume that is a sweet treat, and then we're also going to be doing some other wearables that can be sort of customized by people as far as skirts and some headbands or hats. So just a lot of different things that will add some color and also continue the theme of the sweet life into wearables, because that's what I really like. So.
Yay! Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So, Chad, tell us a little bit about what you'll be offering during the parade workshop.
All right, I think I just unmuted myself for the parade workshop. So we're doing both a networking class and a parading class. Which one would you like to hear about first?
Let's talk about networking.
Networking. Awesome. What group should I join? How do I find these organizations? What if I move? Do I lose all my connections? Don't go in trying to sell, but instead make friends. These are things that we want to do. So when you go in, one of the mistakes I made when I first went into these networking organizations was I went in trying to sell, 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 sell. And I sold a couple of small things, but then quickly I found it wasn't really the right thing to do. And the right thing to do in these things is to develop friendships and relationships with people, and the business will follow. That cycle is, I've found, to be between 6 and 10 months of developing friendship and getting them to know you and trust you and understand your business. So we're going to talk about those sorts of things. We're going to talk about your elevator pitch, because you got to have one if you're going to be going around meeting a whole bunch of people. You don't have much time. You got to have an elevator pitch. You got to practice your elevator pitch. You got to be down with it. Then in a networking meeting, you're also going to have situations where they're going to ask you to present about your business. You're going to have 2 to 20 minutes to say what you do. Well, guess what? Telling people about balloons doesn't sell balloons. You got to show them. You got to have a good presentation put together. It's got to have pictures. It should have video as well, depending on what exactly you're selling, but video really helps. Gosh, that's a good start, right? Do you want to hear more? I'm good.
I think you're good. I think you covered it. All right, and tell us a little bit about the parading part.
Okay, well, here we'll go into my background. I moved to New Orleans when I was pretty young, 21, 22. And I started a parade there, and with some other friends. We had 12 people. And now, this last year, it was 21 years old. So it's still going. Marching bands, all this craziness. I've been the king of a Mardi Gras parade. And parading is something I know how to do really well. And after 5 years in New Orleans doing Mardi Gras and all the other parades that happen there, I feel like I kind of have my master's degree in parading. Going then into the Balloons by Tommy event was help show me what to do with balloons. I know what to do and how to interact and engage the crowd, and that's what I want to show you. What I learned in the past, combined with how I adapted it to the things I saw that Tommy was doing, and then utilized it on my own parades, and how to get the audience engaged, because the balloons look awesome, but if you can get them to all scream your name, Balloons by Tommy. I don't know, I probably had 3,000 people screaming Balloons by Tommy during that float. I was following Conrad around, and these are the antics, the little antics that get you to into the audience's mind and getting them to just go crazy, wild, fun in that moment. That is going to push it beyond the extra limit and get you remembered. So that's the kind of things I'm going to show you, along with some safety issues, because, you know, as much as you want to get the crowd amped up, you also don't want to put yourself in an unsafe position, especially when you're wearing backpacks and other kinds of things like that that the crowd can grab. So we're going to talk about safety issues and how to interact with different people, the police, the drunk, the ruffian, the rando, crazy, wild people. We're going to talk about those sorts of things as well, and how to make sure that you're having a good time and getting the exposure you're looking for.
Excellent. Yay, Chad. Well, guys, I wanted you to meet all the team. Tommy and Scott, I want you to think for a second, because I would like you to just tell people a little bit more about some of your feedback from last year, either things that people said to you about the workshop or things that you found people doing afterwards. So I'm just giving you a second to think about that. I want those people who are listening in live to know this is your time. If you have other questions for us about the workshop or logistics that are going on, this is your time to ask. So a couple of things while you're thinking about those questions, while Tommy and Scott, you're thinking about your answer, is that with our workshop, again, the hotel that we're doing it at is the Holiday Inn Itasca. All the information is on the website. You pay for your hotel from signing up for the event. And you want to go ahead and book your airline tickets to O'Hare, because O'Hare is close to where we're going to be. If not, you're going to be on a long, long ride. So I'm not coming to pick you up, just letting you know. The details, O'Hare is the place to be. And if you want to know more about that, ask Eddie Halen about his ride last year from the other airport. So you want to make sure that you book O'Hare, or if you're driving, more than welcome to drive in for the event also. Other details, somebody's got that going on, is that Sunday is the actual parade. We will get on the bus at 8 o'clock in the morning that will take us down to the parade route. And then
yeah, somebody's mic is on, and so it's all feeding back. So all of us, can we turn off our mics that are not talking?
Everybody can mute, yeah. Thank you, Diana. So when we get there, we help set up all of the balloons that we have been making and creating, and then hang out for quite a while as a group with all of Tommy's volunteers and the people from our workshop, and then we hit the streets and have an amazing time. And then at the end of the day, the bus takes us back to our hotel. We'll have some time to wash up, and then that evening we're going to have dinner together. And we didn't do this last year, and we found that people felt like that we just kind of didn't have that time to talk and wrap up the event. So this year we are going to have a wrap-up dinner on the night of the parade, so that you can have a little more closure, ask more questions if you want, and just celebrate the time that we had together. So, and then on Monday, people have asked if we're going to do some sightseeing again this year, and yes, my husband's originally from Chicago, so anyone who would like to go sightseeing, we'll work on logistics of a vehicle and that kind of thing to go downtown and to see some of the highlights there. If there's a ton of people who want to go to different things, we can set that up, and then you just pay for whatever touristy things you want to do in Chicago. But it's kind of fun to go with your friends from around the country and check out all the great things in Chicago. So I haven't seen any questions coming up. I guess we did a great job answering everybody's questions. Again, for those of you who are on, this is your time to ask me a question if you want. And Tommy and Scott, did you think about some of those things you'd like to wrap up with and just let people know to expect for this year, or things that we learned from last year?
I mean, my favorite part after the workshop was seeing all the people that attended, that then entered parades and won awards and trophies and cash prizes and marketed their business and actually put what they learned into action and reap the benefits. I've never seen that as much at any other event than this one before.
I have to agree.
Took mine.
I have to agree. It's exciting to see people feel confident about what they learned and put it into action, because that's what this is all about. If you come to workshops and you go to conventions and it's just a social time and then you don't apply what you learn, you're not making any more money. So by having a smaller, intimate event where you can get to spend lots of great quality time with our instructors, we hope that you will take this information back with you. Um,
It wasn't just for parade. That was the cool part. It was actually their entire business. We saw people incorporate things that they learned from the parade workshop into their day-to-day business that made it really exciting, and also into regular decor that they would have not have done had they not actually attended the workshop too. So that was cool.
hey, Chad, can you speak on that a little bit for us about how somebody who came from an entertainment background was able to use some of what you learned into doing the decor?
I'm sorry, ask that question one more time, please.
You coming more from an entertainment background
Mm-hmm.
and then coming to the workshop, how has that affected your decor side of your business?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. There's all kinds of ways. The most recent one was I turned around and I did the um, local Fourth of July parade. And doing the Fourth of July parade, I presented, I guess, sold to a bank, right? So I got a new customer out of that bank. I hadn't worked with them before. And then I just got a call a week ago by a guy who owns a local party supply and bouncy house. And he had seen me in the parade and started referring, I don't know why, but in the week ago he started referring customers to me, and I've had 3 phone calls from his referrals, which has already resulted in over $1,000 of business in the last week. So that was cool. Things, foils. Working with foils is something I hadn't done hardly at all, and that was amazing. The class that we had with Eddie on the foils and integrating those and how long they last. Let's see. Things. There's so many things that help my business. With the costuming with Carolyn and her doing the Conrad and being able to utilize that in my sales. Really, Conrad's awesome. I love Conrad. But being able to show people, like, this is what balloons can do, that has sold many thousands of dollars of business for me. And then we got the what is it? The press releases. Huge. I've got media calling me saying, "Hey, do you have anything coming up? We'd like to have you in here and talk about it." That never would have had. I had never contacted the media before, so that is a massive change as well, which was super. It was a super cool change that happened with PPP last year. I learned so much. Even things that I thought would be simple, things like some of the things that I saw that Tommy and Scott had done before in other parades, I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally do that. Yeah, I could have done that, and yeah, it probably, some of them would have popped because they weren't prepared quite right, and some of them would have been taking a lot more time if I hadn't learned all the tricks that Tommy and Scott had. So I'll shut up now, but I could go on. There's so much I learned.
Thank you, Chad. I do have a couple of questions that came in. One of them was, I see that there are $50 bonus classes, and how does that work with the schedule? So, Kent, that's a great question. What's happening is when you click on Balloon Coach, and I'll go ahead and do that for us real quick. When you go onto the Balloon Coach website, at the very top, there's Parade Workshop and Chicago classes. So when you click on Chicago classes, those classes are happening the day before the Parade Workshop happens. And the Chicago classes are actually open and available to anyone to attend, even the people who live within the Chicago area. Only 25 people per class are going to be allowed for that, and we have about 10 spots left. So if you are wanting to be a part of the June 21st classes, you want to book them now. And if you love all 3 classes and can't imagine not going to all 3 of them, you just click buy all 3 now and save, and so that's $125 rather than $150. But if you wish to, you can purchase them separately. So that is the information on that. And then for the parade workshop, I got the question on how do we actually book, which is a great question, Mary. So you go to Parade Workshop, and you will see information. This is a magazine that I made just for our workshop. It gives you the full schedule, shows you all of our teachers, shows you our wonderful support staff, and I need to give a shout out to Jen Marshall. She is my virtual assistant, administrative assistant, keeps me in order. She will be there with us. And then my wonderful daughter Marley and my husband Brian are also our behind the scenes staff. I really staff this thing out so that you can have an amazing experience. This gives you some of the testimonies from last year and showing you how people applied what they learned into their business. The information about the hotel. So you just flip through this and it will give you all the details for the pre-day and the full workshop. So to actually book, you're going to go here where it says fill out this registration form, put in your name, address, and it's going to say double check your state. If you live within Indiana, Illinois, or Wisconsin, we have to check to see how far away you live from Tommy and Scott. So at that point, you would get an email that it's okay to go through the second part. But if you are not one of those cities, you don't have to do that and just click next step. For your hotel, go down to Holiday Inn Itasca and click here to make your reservation. Push the button and it gets you right to the sales page to put in the dates that you plan to be in town. I actually will be coming in on Monday and then not leaving until the following Tuesday by having our checkout Chicago day on Monday. This is the beautiful koi pond that is in Tommy and Scott's backyard, and that's where we'll be having dinner on Friday night, weather permitting. And I just want to go ahead while I'm on this page and do a quick shout out to some of our current sponsors. Vitalik and Vitalitex are our gold sponsor this year, again with our wonderful Eddie Hayland and Carolyn as staff and all the balloons for the event. Brody's Wholesale brings in a lot of our supplies for the event, and they will be on site if you're needing to order product while you're in town and take it home with you. We have several people coming from Canada that want to take product back. You can buy it from Brody's and Alice will bring it right over to you or arrange for you to come over to the warehouse. Click Click is a wonderful support of our event, and they'll have goodies for us in our goodie bags. So that is that part. I'm going to check to see if there's any other questions. Hey guys, thanks for still hanging out. Smiles, everyone. All right. Joette, this sounds too exciting. As a beginner balloon artist, this may be overwhelming for me. The classes from instructors would be beneficial to include. I only use the basic balloons like 260s and 160s. So here's the thing. That is where Sarah was last year when she came to the event. She is Wisconsin Balloons, and her testimony is on the website. If you go and check out her website, the amount of decor that she's done in the last year since gaining confidence at this workshop has been phenomenal. She is an all-star. I would never have guessed that she had not done decor prior to our event on a large scale. And yes, we do have a page where you can ask for people to be your roommate, or also you can go on to like Balloon Friends or other groups that you're a part of on Facebook and ask, hey, is there anybody else going to Parade Workshop? I'm looking for a roommate. So if a roommate is your situation, I'll be glad to help you with finding someone. All right. So Diana, did you have anything you wanted to say? You were waving.
In regard to the last question that you got from who, I couldn't hear who it was, that is a newbie.
Zippy.
Who?
Zippy, Z-I-P-P-Y.
I will tell you that one of the best things about this workshop was the fact that Tommy and Scott used predominantly what we call classic decor. There's no fancy techniques and fancy stuff that you couldn't use, but they are essential for you as a beginner to know how to use. And then it's all of the other integral parts that make this come together as just an incredible opportunity to expand your business far beyond going to a lot of larger scale conventions, because there's a small enough number that you really learn from the other people that are present, and you learn tips and tricks from them. I'll tell you, one of the biggest tips that I learned from Tommy and Scott was this thing called nunchucks. And if you don't know how to do nunchucks, then you definitely have to come to class, because that is, it changed everything I do in regard to making some simple designs. So I would highly recommend it for any beginner for multiple reasons, and especially since we're putting in components that are related to business. You can learn how to do all of the design you want in the world, but if you don't know how to run your business and know how to promote your business, you're going to fail, period. And amen, brother, amen. So if there was probably one workshop that I would suggest that you go to this year, it would be this one. And I'm not saying that because I'm going to be at it. I'm not saying it because Joette's a friend. I'm saying it because exactly what Chad said and Tommy said. I have never been to a workshop in the last 11 years that I've seen so many people follow up with and have such incredible increases in business. And I have attended 3 to 5 workshops a year for business, I mean for balloons. You know, one of the other people that really did an incredible job was Carolyn Truby. I mean, she's just now in the top 10 finalists for a Think Big. She never would have done that had she not attended this workshop. And so anytime you go to any workshop, you only get out of it what you put into it and what you put into practice. And this is one where you're given time to put into practice what you learn. So I would strongly suggest that anybody on the fence comes to this workshop if it's the only thing you do all year long. Besides that, it's a heck of a lot of fun.
And who doesn't want to be around Tommy and Scott? Super fun people. All right, so guys, this is the last time thing. If there's anyone that has any last minute questions that are on live for me to throw out to the panel, and then panel, if you have any last words of advice before we shut off, this is your time to think about it. So Carolyn's saying goodbye or hi.
Joette, one last thing. This is for urgency for everybody. There is a reminder that she mentioned very slightly. There's only 10 spots left on the Wednesday classes, correct?
Yes.
I can tell you without doubt, I will not take any more than 25. 25 is absolute max. So if you're debating, I would really suggest that you sign up now, because those spots will go. We as a world love to wait until the last minute. Don't wait.
Great. All right. Any last words of wisdom, Scotty and Tom?
Have a lot of fun when you come to our workshop, because that's the whole plan. Honestly, one of the coolest parts about it is that you make a lot of new friends, and you have a great team to network with after the workshop. And I really liked and enjoyed being able to meet as many people as we have, and actually be able to call them my friends after. So that's been cool.
Yay. And we do tend to have a dance party at some point that breaks out for a little bit of a stress breaker. And the other couple of things that I did want to let you know about that we haven't mentioned is I do hire a professional photographer to come in for this event. And what she does is on Saturday, she comes in and takes pictures of all the things that we've created, and you have scheduled time so that you end up with new headshots that you can use on your social media to promote yourself with these wonderful dynamic balloons that you've done. And then we have pictures of all the balloons that we've created as groups, so you have these other fun photos. And then her and her mother walk the entire route with us and take even more photos. So all of those photos are a part for you to use after the workshop to help promote your business, because there's just no way for you to capture with your camera or phone everything that's going on. So we have that professional photographer come in. All right. Yay. And anything else, guys?
Yes.
Yes, Chad.
All those great photos, which I use regularly when people ask for headshots and things. We also have access to the amazing video that Tommy and Scott put together. And for you guys, that is great. Well, I've been driving a ton of people to see your video because it shows off what I was part of and what I did. So hopefully that's generated some additional business for you guys, in that I'm showing so many people that video. But for me also, that's just awesome. Like the high quality video that you put together, and then being able to tell the backstory of how things happen, and then spinning that into Conrad and everything that Conrad did. Just so much marketing potential there.
Yay. And if you haven't seen that video on Balloon Coach, go to my YouTube channel. You'll see the recording of other things, and you will see those videos there from last year and all the fun music that goes along with it. So guys, if you have any other questions about the workshop, for those of you who are on live tonight or those of you who watch this later with the recording, my email is Joette, Joette, @ballooncoach.com. You can also find me online on Facebook all the time. And if you are not a part of the Balloon Coach community, it is a Facebook group that I have that we talk business. It's not where you show off all your pictures and ask for feedback on that. It's where we talk about business. How do I get somebody to buy something? How much should I charge for something? Are you putting a sign up for us, Carolyn? Dagan. And Dagan is this adorable doggy that we will get to see. Such a sweetheart when we go over to Tommy and Scott's house on Friday night. So I am ecstatic. It's just 6 weeks away, guys. Time for you to sign up and join us and really take the next step to elevate your business. Speaking of elevate your business, check out elevated.events. It's my online magazine. It's been going on for a year now, and it's got great tips and interviews with people that you can enjoy to help lift your business. So take care. Thank you for being here tonight and listening to what we have going on for our next hands-on workshop. Look forward to seeing you all in Chicago. Bye. Thanks, guys.
Hi.
All right. I'm letting people say goodbye. You guys can clear off if you wish. They're still hearing us because I'm looking and seeing what people are saying.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Bye, you guys. Hi, Dagan.
That's adorable.
Bye.